Mountain, everybody in the studio was shocked when Mattel wanted to show Snake Mountain at San Diego Comic-Con. We were like, what? We're just high-fiving and super excited. So Nate had already been working on it forever. He already had some designs and concepts of what he wanted to do. And so I'll show you. This is Nate's illustration that he gave to me.
Right.
Kind of showing how Snake Mountain should look.
Because he had done one for Icon Heroes,
He did
right?
one for Icon Heroes. It was a little bit different. And for this one, we wanted to really follow the toy. Incorporate the toy, but add that part of Filmation that was not in the toy, which was this part.
Yeah. Because the one for Icon Heroes was just like a little paperweight. It wasn't a play set.
No, it wasn't a play set. It was awesome. It's
right.
Big, but for the toy, we kind of wanted to include the toy part out of it, the little microphone part, and then the waterfall, kind of incorporating more Filmation and the snake from Filmation, but add this, which was also on the toy. And so he did a great job of him and Eric putting it together, a real amalgamation of all of them. And
right, so that was Nate's contribution on the design part, right?
And the design, and the biggest challenge we had was time. Because I think we had like 6 weeks, something nuts like that.
That is crazy.
Yeah, to get it done, to show something at San Diego Comic-Con. So, because of what we learned with this guy, the guys thought, well, maybe if we do it digital, it could go faster. And it can, but it's just, you can't, when you're sculpting it digital, you're sculpting to size. Right. I can't really blow it up or shrink it down. You really need to make it to size so you don't lose detail and stuff like that. So it was still going to be huge, and I had no idea how I was going to do it and how we were going to do it. So they were like, get it done. So my idea was to sculpt it. I work with the model shop, and the model shop helps me because a lot of this stuff, a lot of these vehicles take a lot of engineering, and I need help with that. I can sculpt it, but I can't engineer like for the Wind Raider, for these things to move, or this thing to come out, or these things to open.
Is this a model shop here in Texas locally, or
no? And you really need some help. And so I talked to them, and the decision was that if I sculpt it by hand in clay first, then we could digitally scan it, and then work off the scan and sculpt it. And so that's kind of what I did, and that's. I don't know if can you.
All right, I'm gonna pan over here and show. So this was the initial sculpt that you did for Snake Mountain.
Snake Mountain.
All right, and it's pretty small.
Yeah, I think it's like a quarter of the scale at 25%.
And what are all those little dots on it?
Those are to help it scan, so we have registration points when we're scanning it.
All right, very cool. So to kind of show. Can you show us a figure that'll show us like how big this is?
Merman's the closest guy I have.
All right.
So there's Merman.
Yeah, so that was what Snake Mountain looked like when you originally started sculpting it up. And it's pretty small. And then it was scanned in using all those reference points?
Yes.
And then once you had a digital file of it, then what happened?
So once scanned in, once we had that, we scanned it in, and then we had this weird looking thing, which was close, but at least this gave us a base